Hello, this is FG back with you for Anbennar, and today we are playing as Rezankand, or continuing to play as Rezankand. Currently, we are mostly just waiting for our, what's it called? Our cores to finish on what we took from Amion. Go ahead and take attack. I'll take the inflation. We don't have loans. Alright, maybe build some of those. Don't care about the Magi. Mushroom depths. Right. Be a little bit before we can do that. Go ahead and build some more trade buildings. Yeah, 435, Order of the Phoenixes. Alright. Got that dealt with. I could... that... Channel West. Spine arc there. I can take that one off. Right. Of course, we gotta go fight this one. Tech trade. Has this been upgraded? No. Game wanted to stutter for a moment. Alright. Now we are transferring here. Down there. There. One here, one here, one here. Here. Okay, so... I want these guys to get fully restored because, once again, our light ships are actually fairly good at combat. So we do want to make sure that they are there. Alright. And now we will send... Hey, Amion. They will not give me mill access. They will not. They will not. Alright. It's anyone that they're guaranteed by. If I bring my third army over here, we'd be good. Alright, these guys can head right this way. So we will do that. Yep, orcish slaves, yep. Let those two do that. And from Amion, I really don't actually want very much. Like, I literally just want to piece them out of the war. Am I able to do that yet? I am. Go ahead and move that. Army of Heavens. May the light bless our radiant army. Shock damage. Alright. Alright, so for this we want Amion out of the war. For this, I kind of like literally just that. Okay, head south. Those guys all together, that's a big fleet, which will do its job. These guys get upgraded, and then put on protect trade in the dry coast after they're done. What was I thinking? Do that, and then I want to go here, summon Icarus, go get him. And then here for Enion, Artificer Exo Arms, Eureka. Alright. Herald of Legacy. The precursors ruling Zinzerkand were powerful beyond measure, but they were left adrift without the light of Suriel in their heart. Their evil deeds are part of our history. Just as the heroic feats of those that resisted the slaver nobles have inspired our people since the times of the Remnant Fleet. It is not just our legacy, but our sacred duty to ensure that the relics left from the time of the Precursor Empire are kept safe from the wrong hands. Turning these dangerous artifacts from weapons of the dark into tools of the light. Our most talented Kustrimi mages, engineers, and artificers have formed the Order of Sun Dancers and the Herald of Legacy, under the Herald of Legacy, safeguarding the remnants of the past and using them to further the sacred order of Suriel. Based out of the Dear Nira, itself one of our greatest relics, they shall work tirelessly to turn our dark past into a bright future. Alright, so... And then we want to do that. Okay, that one's fine. Then everywhere that has Center of Trade gets it as well. Trade value. Alright. You know what? We'll just put them like everywhere. It's great. And then obviously we also want them here. Right, and where is it? Yeah, we'll move it over to the dry and severed coast. Alright, so from Enion. Actually, let's send them down that way. Alright. Myself a big old army. So from Enion, treaties, yeah, that's fine. All these guys can gather up. And combat width is currently 34, so we have 24. And I get 10 mythical cavalry. That. This one. That. Alright. Order of Sun Dancers has to be established. Yeah, we can do that. Right there. Complete goes here. These guys can head there. As we work on building our second Grand Army. Well, I mean, second Grand Army is in... The first one was the one we came here to Tachend with. Of course, there's no one more fit to lead than Icarus, obviously. Let's do that. We can work on that one. If not, we will go ahead and have them start drilling here. Okay, Vorpal bullets. Okay, I can head that way. Do trade efficiency. So 34, 5. I'll go ahead and get one more mythical cavalry for these guys. Get 2 more cavalry here. 4 here. 2 here. These guys can protect trade in Amiens. Okay. That. What a couple state houses. These guys can get development cost. That is manufactories. Yes. All right. Okay, they can get that. Drill. State magical thesis. Hurrah. I really can't afford that. So I'm gonna have to do mage towers. Alright. back to drilling. And then send them there, there. We can build a few more mage towers. You get extra bonuses for doing that anyways. Sundancer, where is it? Do I not have... Dear here, Sundancer, Light Matrix. Artificers. Loyalty needs to be high. That's worth it. Get this up to 54%. Right. That way, these guys need to add over to Amion. Okay, so what we want is we definitely want these. You know what would probably make sense? That. Alright, that's Aeon, which is the war goal. That's been captured as well. Come off. Amion's having a good time. Alright, send them there. Actually, these guys, since they are the Grand Army. Herald of the Order of Exemplars. I can do that. Then they can go here, and these guys can go to Dayon. And for enchantment. Please, please let me get it. Yes! Okay, we are good. We're all happy. And we can have any of these any good? No. Okay. We can do that. Wow, these guys all drill. What am I doing? No, they go on to suppression duty. Alright. Marching west. Amion says that they are on the side of order. They say they are against slavery. They even have the gall to claim that we are a foreign invader, that we deserted Teichend after the ruin, and we have no right to interfere. But their serfdom is simply slavery under another name. They are not content to correct the ways of Teichendi, banish the darkness from the lands as we do. Instead, they obliterate their native cultures, their traditions. The Teichendi fill our ranks and join our noble cause of their own will. Their own Claren, Corian, have clearly been coerced and cajoled into abandoning their old ways. The time has come for us to prove that we are the only hope for Aelantir, and to save the land from their blight for good. Right, 3 provinces, Medabahar and Chindayan. 400 in all of these. 1, 2, 3. We can do that. All right. So we are good. How many minutes is that? 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19. Alright, that's doable. Let's ship these guys over. I'll start running a simulation program again. We will go ahead and take that so that we can more quickly get these areas converted over. What are we looking like? Big Council League and Castellier are at the same time. And they're both empires. Looks like Ervixten had a good game, then did not. 2 to go there. Go right there. You guys can also go deal with them. Thank you. Go here. Get that. It's gonna be an advancement effort. Where's the institution spreading? Alright, I'll deal with Enion in a little bit. I just want to get this stuff done with. These guys can go there. Alright. There we are. Whenever a new stretch of land is tamed, barren patches turning into verdant fields. Whenever a new temple of Suriel is erected, the ziggurat proudly rising into the blue sky. Whenever a frontier outpost grows into a thriving new city, the joy is tempered by the somber reminder that these lands are lands. Once were the home of untold elves who suffered a grim fate in the aftermath of the Day of Ashen Skies. Only a minuscule fraction of the precursor once inhabiting these lands could escape the cataclysm with the remnant fleet. The ashes and bones of all those left behind are buried in the very earth we walk on. Something we were reminded of when a recent excavation in one of our new coastal settlements revealed ancient precursor ruins containing a mass grave. We shall never forget those who were left behind. We shall always honor the unfortunate kin of our ancestors. It all started with an enormous, deafening sound, a sound so monstrously immense that it swallowed the other noise and left behind nothing but silence and dread. Many in this moment thought the world was ending, and in a way, it turned out to be right. For what they heard was the death knell of their empire, their way of life, their hopes and dreams. After a seeming eternity measured in panicked heartbeats, the bravest among them started to wake up from the state of shock, only to experience the ground beneath their feet, thought solid and reliable all their lives, turn into flotsam and jetsam tossed the currents of an unseen river. Stumbling and fumbling, many made their way to open spaces, but some inhabitants, whether by instinct or a vital measure of foresight, instead turned towards the harbored front. There, another dread marvel greeted their sight on this day of vicissitude. The sea itself seemed to have withdrawn from the land, glittering far away on the horizon, with only the deep channels stretching outwards from the military harbor containing some remaining seawater. The panicked people started to rush towards those few ships not yet aground. First among them, the sleek vessel Sundancer, once a tool of oppression for those not favored by the Empire, but now a beacon of hope amidst the cataclysm. Warding the approach to the vessels were grim figures with drawn blades, but on this day, where everything else had been turned upside down, they too defied expectations. Instead of securing the Sundancer for nobles haltingly Haughtily making their way to the harbor amidst the armed escort, these paragons of virtue let the common people of the city find their way aboard and prevented any attempt of an aristocrat's entourage boarding the ship with a swift stroke of their blades. As soon as the Sundancer set sail, chock full of people and a flotilla of smaller ships in tow, it rushed towards a glittering horizon, and not a minute too soon, as they only just reached deeper waters when a gargantuan wall of water rose behind them and buried the city they once called home. 1.5 millennia later, the distant descendants of those lucky few who found their way onto the vessels of the remnant fleet still honor the memory of those left behind. First among the valiant paragons who saved their ancestors and protected them from greed and lethal disregard of those who would rather see them drown than share a birth. Do we have... Alright, let's see where we got our good trade goods. Nice. Alright. For development. So it has a workshop. And it needs a temple, marketplace, and a workshop. And 15 development. Alright. Now, look at the rebels. Alrighty. This is the Grand Army. Let's see, what should I call them? Exemplar. There we are. Pretty sure that's the word for new. Yeah, it is. And we need 3 there. And head that way. Alright. Take all of that. Get cord. Visiting a cottage. Alright. So now these guys can march back this way. My mana looking like? Not quite enough. I'll go ahead and stop worker slavery. Where was the 50? There it is. Now this army is going to throw down its supply depot, and they are going to be in charge of the valley, so suppressing any rebels for the moment. We would like a... No, don't want that. Okay. Level 3. Okay, that will be good. Need to be not researching an invention. Alright. So, we want to go attack Oxoy, and this war will be for, hopefully, as much of this as we can get. Soto... No, there we are. No, we want this army fighting. Yes. Alright. Cheap halfling workers, whatever. Give me that. Alright. Here goes my commandant. I just paid to upgrade him. Nope, don't know. There. There. What is this? And then we want a... What did it want? Temple, marketplace, workshop. We got a cathedral. And then... Why are you taking attrition? Oh. Yeah. That's not good. Did not realize our sailor problem was that bad. But we'll get it fixed. Not quite a stack light. There, 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 there. Mage Band project. We want that to get to 55. Right there, there, there. Discipline, yes. Excellent. All right. Smith's Song. I believe. Let me just check this. Brown. Yeah. Well, that hurt, but we're fine. It's all good. Okay, yes, this is the army we want to send over. Alright. Aelantir. Untold secrets of the past ages slumber beneath the grounds of Rezankand, only to unexpectedly surface every now and then. The growth of our new settlement in Gladeshire has led to such an unexpected discovery. While digging out the foundations for a new main temple of the town, ruins of an ancient precursor city have been found. Subsequent excavations have unearthed a veritable treasure trove of precursor artifacts. After studying the relics, our scholars have come to the conclusion that this ancient precursor settlement was none other than Aelantir, the home port of the Diranira, and the place the Sun Elven remnant fleet set sail from towards safer shores during the ruin of Aelantir. Alright. Okay, they need to get sent that way. Wild growth. You know, if I was smarter, I would have realized I should just go fight Enion rather than going through that whole process of, like, trying to do stuff. Trill. They should don't, yeah. Gonna have to build 10,000. Nope. No edict there. What else can I take? Yearly absolutism. 5 extra absolutism is very valuable to me. I want to do that. Do that. The era's workings of Bulwar, the magical schools of Canor, the ways of chi manipulation of Hellas, and countless other arcane traditions all fundamentally share the same foundational principle and goal: controlling an ineffable power to force the will of mages onto unsuspecting reality. Once this fundamental truth has been internalized, sufficiently skilled and learned mages might weave strands and disparate magical traditions into a new tapestry of esoteric marvels. Taking something like the old story, the storied Zamukaris of Bulwar, magic carpets, and flying battle platforms, powering the construct by Dame's Tier Core designed along precursor principles to create a truly enormous flying vehicle, is only the most prominent example of this approach to magical research favored by the House of Wisdom and Rezankand. The only fitting name for such an awe-inspiring sorcerous marvel is, of course, the Phoenix, capable of transporting not just a couple of passengers, but scores of battle mages and raining sorcerers' fire on all enemies below. Alright, they need to go fight them. Where is my fleet? I don't know why they keep trying to fight me. Fight them. Yeah, this one needs forts as well. Do need to upgrade some of these forts. Yep, get that one, this one, this one, that one, that one. Right, and then we want horse artillery. Alright. They just need a general. No, that is a very good general. I actually think they can fight me. Oh man. Stupid bastards. How many men have they lost? Yeah, seems about right. Still maintaining elven casualty rates this late into the game. Alright. Let me check something. I'm not sure exactly how this works. If I piece Chaos out, yes, okay, yeah. Just wanted to check. This guy is deleted, because we do not need their assistance at this moment in time. Okay, those guys... Just give me the inflation. Alright, that's stack wipe. Time to punish them. There. Here. It's not that spell going. Simulation program. Okay, so I want to send them down to Agremos so they can deal with that. Where is my fleet? Okay, so here I would actually like to force them out of Chendaya first. How bad will this... Okay, yeah, this won't actually be that bad. Yes. So this army can head right here. Scattered army can head back down to Amiens. You don't really even have that much overextension even. Okay, they can handle the valley. As well as the newly acquired parts of the Chendaya. And they can handle all of this. Meanwhile, this army starts drilling. Okay, so... Okay, yeah, I just need to drill. Okay. Looking good. 4. That put down as well. Yes. Designator. Good. I like my hardware posters a lot more. Manufactory. So I'll build a mill there. Uh, 9, 10, 12. And let me go to advancement, artifact of enthrallment. That would be in memory of the Paragons. Courage, loyalty, compassion, duty, integrity. These are just some of the many virtues exhibited by the Sundancer Paragons. Those heroes of old held off the depraved slaver and their heinous minions at the cost of their lives, sacrificing everything to ensure that the vessels which would shelter our elven ancestor during the journey to their new homes in exile could safely set sail. The example these paragons have set inspired those who followed Jaheir into the depths of the unknown continent without hesitation. Tales of their deeds spurred generations of exemplars to join the fight against the dark in all of its forms, and they are just as worthy of emulation now that we find ourselves back in the very lands where they fought and died. We shall strive to honor their memory, in the name of Suriel. Alright. Ooh. What are we looking like in terms of cost? 9,000. That. And. Oh. Of course, they need to head back to Tagent and make sure that they deal with the rebels. Yeah, you know what? Why not? Go there instead. Let me continue to build. More of those. Okay, yeah, there's there is Commandant. Let me go ahead and replace these older generals. Oh, good enough. I've taken their capital. Oh, that's their capital down there. Medabar, Chandayan. Chandayan. We'll accept the whole valley. And you know what? They get Order of the Avengers, because they seem like those kinds of folk. And where is it? Right there. Alright. Gonna have to pour that. And then offer. Alright. Guys can revolt. Belisaki? Where's that? Okay, they can drill as well. Oh, is that the... Yes, it is. Alright. How long is this truce? 11 years. Yeah. Oh yeah. You know, we need more dry docks, actually, as weird as that is. Okay. Let's get the coast court up. Of course, we will throw down these guys on the coast. Let's move it to Tachend. Yeah, we'll definitely put that on eventually. Alright, what can we take next? Servants. Sundancer. Okay, no, that doesn't do anything for me. That does nothing. Domestic trade power. Domestic trade power would be very nice. Actually gonna upgrade this to level 3. Amgriffin, Anbennar. And those are the, I guess, Entben, additionally. Entben, alright. Movement speed is probably better. You guys can protect trade in Amion. You guys need to come right here. These guys need to come off. These guys need to mark over here as well. The extra missionary is nice. Trill. Nope. Alright. Yeah. Okay. Time for the slaughter army to go do its thing. This is the correct general. It's not Icarus, but, you know, he's currently on vacation. The fort wall is working. Go take a short break from slaughtering the godless heathens to slaughter our peasants who are being annoying. Is that all their provinces? Let me just... I'll need to piece them out. Let me research the invention. Yeah, we do that. And... yeah. Are there casualties like... oh god. It's like every time they fight a war, an entire generation of men die. It's pretty rough. Okay. No, I cannot afford that right now. Is this everything they have? It is. Alright. Ability is a less than 1. Well, am I opposed to having important country fire? Not really, I don't think. You know what, this army can head right that way. I can head here. The army needs to go there. Now we need loyal soldiers. Yeah, court and country I don't think is the worst thing. Because you do get max absolutism if you finish it as an absolutist. So what we want, 20, let's go with 26, 8, 10, and we'll go with with 25 cannons. We will get one of these in Narunakar. Make sure I don't... Yeah, I don't really have enough to, do another full lead army. Although I do have enough to get rid of these 12,000 cavalry. And I can control... It's 10, 12... Combat with is 36. Like that. Okay, thank God they're not in the wrong place. Oh shit, that was... Should not have deleted that cannon. Ooh, I need to build a fort there. It's like my secondary capital. Right, thing goes there, thing goes there, and there. Alright, claim. 8,000, that's acceptable. Alright, they can head... Okay, good. Then they can deal with that. You guys can deal with all of this. An edict there. An edict there. I'm actually just going to split these armies in half. One of them can sit up here. Rise of Artificery. Yeah. We're a mixed nation. Alright, these can go right here. Also got a few more. Right. There we are. Really wish this went right there instead. That sucks. Let's get a level 2 trade efficiency. Boundary creating crisis. Let's send the new army to go deal with stuff. These guys can deal with anything over here. These guys are going to have to be responsible for North Tachend. These guys are going to have to be responsible for South Tachend. They can deal with that. Thrallment. Sped the materials off to the smith. Alright, we will get Diadaran Dancers and Diadaran Phoenixes. I really... just want, like, a couple of provinces from them. Yeah, do that. League of Jeharadin. These guys need to be responsible for the coast. Deal with that stuff if they need to. Guess we're just gonna have to sit around. Oh, I managed to integrate them. Why would I care? That's the real question. Okay, where did I put my god fruit? My god tier? No, no, no. So they are all the way in the east. This is the army I do want to use to defeat the Kaunii. And I'm actually so certain in their ability that I don't think I need more than that army and one other army. These guys can get raised. Actually, let's just get... this. This will take me 1 over, which is perfectly fine with me. I literally just need these armies to, fight, what's it called? Fight rebels. Should be fairly easy. I will actually take manpower. Have to go here, have to go here. Loyal officers. Yeah. 20,000 officers. Seems a little bit like a bloated army officer corps. Right. Don't care about those provinces. Alright. Oh, who died? No, I'd really like one a little bit better than that. Or of a different culture. Good enough for me. Alright. All of this has been burned already, so that is great. I gotta march these guys right there. And they will need to... So, let us declare for... Really? You're gonna make me fight? Shit. Well... It's not the worst thing in the world. I say to myself, coping. The Growing Shadow. What had once been only considered an assortment of old wives' tales and cautionary stories intended to keep curious children away from the dangers of the uncharted jungle has, to our dismay, been proven to be all too real. The jungle has unmistakably demonstrated that it does not appreciate our attempts to bring Suriel's gifts of light and civilization into its depths. Isolated incidents, easily disregarded easily discarded, as products of an overactive imagination have become massed assaults on our outposts in the jungle. Creatures called seed thralls, appearing elven in origin but infested with vines and incapable of being reasoned with, have begun to swarm out of the deep reaches of the jungles. Their assaults showed clear signs of an overarching intelligence capable of coordinating attacks across hundreds of miles, a shared mind obviously in service to the dark and attempting to extinguish Suriel's light on these shores. In the face of this new existential threat, we are forced to muster all of our ingenuity to counter the strategic advantage if we do not want to risk being overrun. What? Okay. We are going to wait until we have burned, I guess, to do that. Although saying that, I do not want to... These guys over here. Right, so I am going to redo that. We're gonna go burn down this fucking jungle. We're gonna start the process of burning it down. Excellent opportunity. I will not say no to extra manpower. That guy dies. And then burn the hub. Ready the weapons. Troublemakers. I can get a mediocre general because it's a lot better than no general. Affecting the method. Yep, do that one. Do that. They can go do that. Damn. These song servants got hands. Okay, they did not manage to get the, what's it called? The hub. Something strong and sturdy. Okay. Living mirrors, good. On the artificers. Subterranes. Alright. Help has been burned. Excellent. Alright. So I am going to end this episode here. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and have a good day.